Podcast, WATP.
Stuttering John came on his show today, and he talked to Brian Karam for a little bit about nonsense. And he said, after this, I got a big announcement. And he said, this Friday is my last show. John said, after this Friday, I'm going to go away. And then he said, it might be one day. Jesus. It might be 3 days. It might be a week. It might be a year. I don't know.
It'll be the first one.
And then, as he's going through the super chats and playing the victim, and everyone's been beating me up, and it's not fair, and what did I ever do to anyone, and Lady K drew first blood, and Shuli, and he's going on and on and on. He decided that today was his last show. Oh. You know what? He goes, Clay Devers like, oh, we're still doing a show, right? He's like, nope, I'm never doing a show again. Today was my last show. And he signed off, and we'll never see John on the internet again. Because this time he probably means it, right, guys?
Oh, yeah.
I would imagine. So that's what happened on the show
Till
today.
he needs beer money.
When the Duke says something, he does it.
Yeah, I know, right? Till he needs beer money. So now. Right.
Yeah, he just went live.
Correct. He probably is live right now, just going, okay, now this is really my last show. So all you cheap fucks better pay up. All right. Yesterday's show was interesting to me because John starts off with a whopper of a story. He's such a fucking liar, and it's so obvious just based on the details that he puts into his story. Because John's using his old laptop on the show, the one that freezes up every now and again. And so he explains why that has happened.
Where do I begin? Yesterday, I go to a bar/restaurant with the Vietnamese girl.
Okay, so John's got a new girlfriend, the Vietnamese girl. And he went out to a bar/restaurant. Sounds like a nice place. For dinner with her. And then let's see what happens after that.
And then we go home, and then I decide I'm going to watch the Yankees play the White Sox.
Now, you're in a new relationship. You haven't gotten laid in years. And you're with your girl. The first thing you do is turn on baseball and watch the Yankees play the worst team to ever exist in the major leagues. That's your plan for that? Already seems a little off, but maybe she also likes baseball. I don't know. Let's see.
So I'm watching the game, and the Yankees are sucking fucking ass against the worst team in the goddamn league, the goddamn Chicago White Sox. Yankees are getting their fucking asses kicked.
Wait, did John and Carl disagree?
I decide, well, let's just go to bed. I'll bring the computer, we'll throw it down. So we fall asleep, we fool around a little bit, fall asleep.
All right. Are you following this? They're watching the Yankees. The Yankees get blown out. I can imagine that's like, fuck this shit. Fucking God. Turns it off. Let's go to the bed. He brings the computer with him into bed. And then they start fooling around. I'm guessing the Vietnamese girl's on the computer and he's fooling around with himself. If I had to extrapolate what's going on here, but all right. Then what happens, John?
Well, I am a crazy sleeper. And I kicked the computer off. Accidentally, the bed, which is very high up. Don't think anything of it. It's not like I haven't done that before. And woke up this morning, and I got myself a fear.
Close.
The computer screen was cracked and inoperable. My brand new MacBook Pro, most RAM they give.
That's not true. He's told us the specs on his MacBook. Mine's twice as fast. So, according to John's story here, gets into bed with his girl. He has the laptop on the bed, kicks it off, breaks the laptop. Notice that when he woke up, there was no stories about a girl being there. He never discusses the girl ever again, somehow.
She left as soon as he fell asleep.
You'd think there'd be a story about like, oh, well, that's possible. Like the money's on the nightstand. Well, that's the other thing, too.
What money?
Yeah. Well, what nightstand? John just proved he doesn't own a nightstand. Because that's where you put your computer. Yeah. If you were laying in bed and watching shit, on the computer. So he's got it in the bed with them because he's got no other furniture in the house. And you would put it like between you and her, if anything, so it wouldn't get kicked off the bed. So this is all bullshit.
When they're fooling around.
While they're fooling around, yeah.
She has to watch porn of a hotter guy while he's fucking her.
That I'd understand. Also, just the term fooling around. Yeah.
We built a fort.
All right.
He started touching her and she got grossed out. That's what fooling around was.
There was no Vietnamese woman.
I know.
He's recently posted photos of him on his motorcycle he's all proud of.
Yeah.
And he's like, and there's my buddy in the background. No Vietnamese girl anywhere to be found. It's amazing. He can't even like bring one in to just like take a quick photo with. It's not actually a highly populated area for Vietnamese people anyway. I've been there a few times.
Why don't you lay off the Asians?
All right, you're right. Good point. It's too much. So John has to bring his laptop to the shop, and he's telling Rob Saul about this story. This is nuts.
I had to make an executive decision. Now that I have that 740 available, no.
Why?
But that's what plastic is for.
Yeah.
What?
What's he doing to that dog?
That's what plastic is for, Mr. Saul.
I know. You know, fake super chats don't pay the bills.
No. Although I don't have any fake super chats, thank God.
Couple things going on here. The last part is John can't even roll with the joke. He has to explain, but no, I do have to correct you on this. I don't get fake super chats. Yeah, I know, John. That was the joke. But the computer's going to cost $740 to fix. And John's not liquid enough to afford $740. He had to put it on a credit card. And it sounded like he was bragging that he owns a credit card.
It did.
I have a credit card. It's not even maxed out. Neat. Pretty cool right there. Wow. Things are way worse than I thought they were. And John thinks he's going to sue everyone. You can't afford $740 for your laptop repair. You're not suing anyone ever, John. He's acting like, this big thing that's happening this Saturday with the Kate Meany audio being played, the thing that John refers to as the tapes.
What's happening on Saturday?
Although they are MP3s. Dabblecon 2, Annie. We'll all be there. That's going to be a big deal. John's freaking the fuck out. He is freaking the fuck out. If I could tell you guys the story of what happened with the comedy club today, John is freaking the fuck out. He's panicking. I think that's why he's leaving the internet. I think that's probably why. I don't know what I haven't heard this stuff yet. We're going to hear about it on Saturday.
He's going to Jamaica.
This is going to be incredible. Back to Jamaica again. So John can't afford $740 to fix his computer. He has to put that on a credit card that he can't pay off. Seems misguided, especially if you're done podcasting. What do you care? You can just use this computer for whatever you're going to do, but he still has to get that fixed, even though I guess he decided that the next day he's going to leave podcasting forever. So let's talk about how useless John is. John needs people to help him with everything in his life. Every single thing.
Hey, Rob, when I go to Twitter, how do I get this black screen off? I like the white screen. Do you know how to do that?
No, I just go with the on your phone or the computer you're talking about?
The computer screen. I like the white screen.
Could you imagine if someone sat down with John and go, hey, okay, so there's this thing called Google.
I was just
and these questions you ask all your fucking co-hosts?
Yeah.
And
During a show.
Yeah, and the people that you call who are your super chatters, your chatters, and you ask them these questions, put it into Google and see what they say.
Unironically, I think it might change his life if he had one of those like Alexas or Google Assistants on the wall right next to him, so he could just shout at Google.
It would change his life.
For real. I feel like it would change because he could just talk to it all day and it would just tell him things that he instead, so he doesn't have to on the damn computer.
There's a new.
It's symptomatic of boomers. They don't realize that AI is a thing, that Google is a thing, and that Alexa is a thing. All you have to do is start screaming, Alexa, I hate the blacks. I want everything white.
Where should I move if I don't like black people? Go to Cape Coral. Thanks, Alexa. You're right, though. It's crazy to me that when John was talking about IRL streaming with our buddy Adam Bush, and John's big complaint was, no one showed me how to do it. No one's ever showed me how to do it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how many tutorials there are on YouTube about IRL streaming. There's probably thousands. I bet if you put that into YouTube or Google, there'd be a million results. I actually Googled, how do you switch off a dark mode on Twitter? And it was 3 videos listed that were tutorials on how to turn off dark mode on Twitter, which is what he's trying to do. And he's like, Rob, you got to help me out with this.
And they're even nice, and they list those before the text that you would have to read. You just click right on the video.
Yeah, they take you right to the 27-second mark so you can see how to do it. It's great. It's amazing. This thing, I don't know if you guys know about Google, guys.
You can ask it how to set up your green screen. You can ask it where you can get cat food. You can,
all these things.
All these things that you don't know, John.
Is that you?
No, not me.
Of course not.
It's not you. So who was it?
I don't know.
So we hear a phone ring, and John goes, is that you, Rob? And Rob goes, no, it's not me. For sure it's not. It was Rob. And so whoever's trolling Rob starts trolling him throughout this episode, just keeps calling his phone, and it keeps ringing. And I have a little compilation of this that I put together, and you're going to see John getting so annoyed. For a guy who's gone through this himself so many times, he has zero patience for anyone else dealing with this. Like, what the fuck? Figure it out.
Yeah.
It took you months to figure this out.
We've seen this before.
Yes.
Well, how dare you do it on my show? It's professional here.
Right. That's how John thinks. He's retarded.
Especially with work stuff. There's like
Turn that goddamn thing off.
Yeah, the phone is off, but now it's ringing through my computer.
Goddamn pledge pin.
He's gonna watch me work. He wants me to serve him. And Jesus Christ, how do I get this fucking phone off my MacBook? Jesus.
Do not disturb.
Well, first of all, we don't sell that garbage.
Jesus, Rob.
I know, it's the same person. It's somebody about KC and stuff.
All you got to do is go to the conversation on the top and block the person.
Okay. I turned off my phone, but it goes through.
No. Go to your computer. And if you have like messages, iMessages.
He's doing it on Google Voice.
Yeah, well, you should be able to block, that.
Everyone.
So I can sign it.
All right, I just blocked the number, but it's calling now. All right, I was just figuring out. I think
These guys, because they don't have lives. So,
that's what they do.
There it goes, Rob. You got to just fucking do it.
Now they're just calling from other numbers.
Yeah, turn off the sound on your computer.
Now it's funny again.
I've just never had this problem before, John.
I did.
Quick, call him on Skype now.
Also, I still do.
I think Rob's never said that before. I've never had this problem before. Maybe. So he's getting people trolling him, and John is not having it.
I learned this the hard way after the 72nd time that it happened to me. I finally figured it out.
If you let this happen for 2 more months, I'm no longer going to have you on my show.
You're an idiot for not knowing immediately.
So this is great because now it happens again, and John goes into tech support, John.
The best.
We've talked about a lot of versions of John that we don't like before. John.
This is a rare visit.
This is a rare visit from tech support John, who's going to walk our buddy Rob Saul through how to fix this.
You begging for grown men for stuff online. Jesus Christ.
How are there 2 different rings now?
I got to figure out this.
Turn off Google.
Turn off Google.
Turn off your Google.
I'm doing it through Google Chrome. I mean, this is how I do
Go to your
this.
settings and turn off the volume to your to the.
How do I do that?
Go to your settings and turn off the volume.
All right, so John's all over the place. Turn off Google, and he's like, I'm using Google Chrome. Totally different application, but whatever. And then, all right, we'll just turn off the volume in the settings. Okay.
I'm in
You need
Google.
Mac speaker. Turn your Mac speakers off.
Do you think it's the Mac speaker that's doing this? Do you think it's coming out of speaker?
I'll get up and walk out of the room, and then I won't be able to hear it.
What's that?
Leave the room. Come back.
Because it comes out of John's speaker at his place. He doesn't have headphones.
Oh,
or
you're
whatever.
right. So he's assuming that it's a speaker. Like, no one else uses their speakers. You see these things in my ears, Chad? Everyone else uses headphones, like professionals. You're right.
Yeah, but what it is I have everything set up to my soundboard. So when I do that, I got to figure out how to just turn off this because otherwise.
Yeah, Rob's explaining to John, like, I don't have a setup like you do. I'm not using my MacBook microphone or my MacBook speakers to do a show like an
And a
idiot.
Coleco.
Right.
It's set up through this soundboard that I use all the time.
device, then I have no sound. If you turn off your speakers, I can't hear you. Everything is plugged into my computer.
Yeah, but you're plugged in to your headphones, so you're
No,
not.
my headphones are plugged into my soundboard, which is everything my computer.
But you don't
runs
need the speakers to be turned on. The output
right.
speakers. So if you
Of
go to
course it doesn't.
settings.
Yeah, that's
I'll
true,
do it.
John.
See,
That
I
is
go to
true.
settings,
All right.
All right,
and
let's
then
see
you
this.
go
Apple.
down to sound. Then you hit sound. You'll hit output.
System settings. Hold on.
And then output volume. You turn
Slow
it down.
down there, tech support.
Sorry, I'm going to. I went to settings. Then what am I going to?
Then go to sound.
Sorry, your accent's a little
I
thick,
don't
sir.
see anything.
Yeah,
Sound.
sound. You see, it's right under notifications.
Oh no! Oh yeah, I see it.
So now click on sound,
Uh-huh.
and then you'll see output volume. You see that?
Yes.
So then you just turn that down.
This is amazing.
For my,
And this
for
learned
my
man's going to
MacBook
leave the internet?
speakers.
I know. What are we going to do?
Right, John, we need you, buddy.
I have my fingers crossed that he's gonna fuck up his own audio explaining this. Please.
For my MacBook speakers.
Yes!
Uh,
Okay, now can you still hear me?
Oh no,
All right.
we're gonna mute them. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but then with the output volume, okay.
Okay. So he just followed all the instructions that John gave him, turned off the speakers, the MacBook speakers. So that's probably going to fix the problem, right?
Yep.
And
End of segment.
So, no, not working. Not working. It's not working.
Look how defeated he is.
well, you gotta get rid of that Google fucking call.
All right, let me get rid of Google Voice and
Can you dumb
get
it
rid of
down,
Google
John?
fucking voice, damn it!
So this is why John's so stupid. It's about your notifications. It has nothing to do with your speakers. You're getting that because you have your notification sounds turned on. You have to turn that off. John's never figured that out. He still hasn't fucking figured that out. It tormented him for months, and now it's tormenting Robin. Maybe that's a flashback thing that he's having.
Yeah.
Maybe that was PTSD. He was just like, I've been through this before.
He can't just get up and go rampaging through his mother's house and plugging all Rob Saul's phones.
Right.
Who could forget?
I want to smack an 87-year-old right now the way that I'm hearing all these sounds in my house. It's ridiculous. So, poor Rob. He's John's co-host now. And he's on the show all the time. And John doesn't pay him. He brags about not paying co-hosts. And so Rob's like, well, it'd be cool if you came on my show. Probably get more eyeballs over there if you did that. And there's two things that happen in this clip that are amazing to me.
Everybody's begging you for you on my show every night.
I'll be half in a bag.
I know. Well, what we're gonna have to do is Saturday night is my birthday. I'm gonna go out for drinks with my aunt, and then I'll probably come on and do a nice drunken show if you want to join for my birthday.
If you do a show earlier, yes, but 8:00 is too late for me.
What is that? What? What does that stop them?
Who's out? They're out losering each other.
It's nuts. I can't go on your show. I'm always wasted at 8 p.m. Is that incredible right there? Like, well, John, maybe just like don't be wasted that night at 8 and come on my show.
That's ridiculous.
That sounds like something that anyone can
Talking
pull
crazy now, Carl.
Yeah, I know.
Also, is your aunt single?
Well, I'm surprised he didn't ask that. Maybe offline he did. Because this is what's so pathetic about Rob Saul, and he likes to call other people losers. He's celebrating his birthday with his aunt. I saw your reaction. And you're like, what? And this is the thing with John and Chad Zumach and Rob Saul. They literally don't have friends. These people have no friends in their lives.
Also, they all announce their birthdays.
And they talk about Rob's going to bring up his birthday again in a little bit. Because he's like, hey, it's my birthday. Maybe you can throw some bucks my way. Maybe people can donate to my show. Rob's trying to get his channel monetized. So he's been streaming every night that he can, just trying to get those hours up so he can get it monetized. Mm-hmm. All these losers think that, guys, watch the Ray DeVito model. That's what's going to happen to you. You'll be broadcasting for 58 people, and you'll read 7 $2 super chats over an hour and a half. I don't know what you think's going to happen here. It's not going to be Misery Loves Company. You guys are not Kevin Brennan. I'm sorry to break the news to you. You're not just going to be able to turn on your computer and make $500 every time you turn on your computer. So good luck with that. Why can't John be sober enough at 8 p.m. any night? It wasn't like hey, how about a Tuesday? How about a Thursday? It was just like, I can never do your show at 8 p.m. It's ridiculous. How could I possibly be sober enough to do a show that no one watches on the internet at 8 p.m.? And John's the guy who goes, and they call me an alcoholic.
And they call him a good friend, too.
That's what alcoholism is right there, dummy. How do you not understand that? By the way, it's getting close to 8 p.m. We got to wrap this up, guys. We got to start chugging some shots over here. So then Jay Phoenix comes on with a very funny super chat that John reacts to.
Look at Stuttering John supporting this dog love.
Hey, Phoenix. Sorry I haven't chatted this week. Been busy with work and family. Sorry, work is where you go to earn money. And a family is a household that doesn't hate you.
So, brilliant super chat because it got John to read it. Sorry, I haven't given you super chats this week. Been busy. Like, okay, cool. This guy's on my side. Not on my side. So, how's John going to respond to this? Well, there's two things being said. One, that John doesn't work, and one, that John's family hates him. One of those cuts a little deeper than the other.
Thank you. I didn't know either one of those.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Yeah. That's kind of weird, though, Rob, since I worked at a tire warehouse since I was 13 years old, then became a truck driver.
So he goes through his whole resume of working jobs rather than talk about the fact that he also has a loving family. That was the thing that was harder hitting.
Yeah, I know.
That super
I
chat.
worked for the post office for a week and a half.
Right. Like, okay, no, we know you've worked in jobs, John. That's
I'm not surprised by how he responded to that.
He's
And
such
he
an
doesn't he doesn't react to the family thing at all, of course, right?
he's such an idiot. No, he never responds to that at all, of course.
Since I was 13. So you're still there.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot.
I know.
He's so dumb.
Could you imagine having a paper route and still talking about it?
I think Patty C Cups might have one.
That's one of those guys who would do that. All right, let's talk about how bad Rob Saul is at this. He might be the worst. If John's going away like he said he is, welcome Rob Saul into the Dabbleverse. Yeah. Because Rob's going to try to rip on me. And this is bad.
I know. I saw, who was it? Lady K. Yeah. Rob Saul laughing at Stuttering John clips when he's playing them like it wasn't 20 years ago. It's still funny when I watch old stuff. And just like you watch an old movie and you still enjoy it, even though you've seen it before and it's 20, 30 years old.
Rob watches everything, by the way. One thing I know about Rob Saul is he's watching everything.
This right now.
And it affects him. He's bothered by it. I made a comment that he was watching the Ted Williams interview with John. You ever fart in the catcher's face? And Rob's fucking laughing it up when John's frozen and he's not there anymore. So I'm like, that's ridiculous. Everyone's seen this a million times. Why would you laugh at that? He's like, oh, no, it's great. But now he's got to try to get a dig on me. Check this out. This is the opposite of how to do this.
If it's funny, Lady K. Just like your mom wife, probably 30 years from now when she's dead and you're still swinging, trying to get Kumia's. So, okay. I think Brian Cloder is calling me. You can't hear it through the...
There you go. You fixed it, Rob.
We can hear it.
So he never comes back to that thought.
You're swinging?
He had no idea where he was going with that. Oh, yeah, are you making fun of me? Well, mom wife, and when she's dead, and then...
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
You kind of trailed off there, Rob.
Yeah, Rob, you forgot about napping and mandolins. Like, do I have to explain this to you, how to goof on me? What a fucking idiot.
I'm getting a call. It's from Guy Incognito.
Yeah,
Hi, save me from this pit.
I love that John was having a sneezing fit, so Rob didn't have someone to save him. He did get saved by the phone call that he pretended we couldn't hear, but we obviously could. Rob, this ain't for you, man. Holy shit, that was bad.
His voice and cadence reminds me of Tony Michaels.
Oh,
He's
right.
got that going on, and he's also just as sensitive as him.
He's going to
Somehow
end
Chad
up like him
Zumach's
too.
impression of you is more funny than that.
Everyone's impression of me is more funny than Rob Saul.
That is true.
He's terrible. And then John admits that he's a liar.
2 months ago, you gloated you were never fired. Why? Because I didn't want to give you guys a satisfaction. Pretty fucking simple. Wouldn't you say, Rob? That's pretty easily explainable.
Yeah, of course you don't want to know because then they just keep going.
Exactly.
So, John, what you just admitted is that you'll lie to us because you don't want us to know the truth, which means you have zero credibility at all times. We don't know if you were fired from your job or not. You claimed you were, then you claimed you weren't, then you claimed you were again. But none of it matters because you're a fucking liar and everything you say is a lie. So who gives a shit? But he loves to go on and say like, he's the only truth in the Dabbleverse. Everyone's got to listen to him. He's always got an excuse for why he lies, but other people can't lie. And then John is so pathetic and paranoid. Him and Rob Saul are BFFs right now. They're besties. They're going to go out and buy those necklaces.
100%.
Combined together. It's going to be really cute when they do that. But he's really concerned that Rob's going to turn on him. And he pleads with him not to.
But I'm just going to say this, Rob, and please don't turn on me like everybody else. I mean,
Listen, that's not, I don't think that's funny. I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's beneficial.
It'd be nice to have one friend in this Dabbleverse.
Well, listen, you got him, and all you got to do is give me the same loyalty I give you, and we won't have any problems. I guarantee you.
Hey, I was loyal to every single one of these assholes that turned on me. I wasn't a dickhead.
We got to archive this clip first off for them saying, yeah, I'll never turn on you. Yeah, no, we're going to be best friends to the end. We'll see what happens with that.
Get a supercut of all of his
there's
hosts
people
saying
that don't turn on him, though. They just quietly set him aside.
Yeah.
You know, Hell Sparks and Tony Michaels, and everybody's just like, the juice is
Minus
not
Touch Brothers.
worth the squeeze with this asshole.
Castler. Correct. John's such a sad, pathetic loser. He has to go there and be like, yeah, you know, I'm a great friend, and everyone stops being my friend, and I can't figure it out. Hopefully you won't do that, Rob. And Rob's also a pathetic loser. No, I want friends too. Like, we should be friends. Let's also be friends. I know, it's sad. It's getting sad.
You know what friends do, John? They do each other's shows. Maybe you want to come on my fucking show.
No
instead of being the world's biggest dickhead.
What? And not be wasted by 8 p.m. to be a waste of a day. Could you imagine if I remembered the evening I had before so I could articulate it into the microphone the next day and not lie through my teeth about girls coming over?
Yeah. You could do my show, or you could not do it. I could just get called a dog fucker over and over again until I get sick of it and leave. I mean, what do you...
That's where this is going. That's where it's headed to. So John, at the end of this, and he goes on to talk about all the people who turned on him and he never did anything to them. And, you know, it's the usual list of Ryan Sharman and Benny Loco and Andrea Brower and all these people who he treated like shit. And John doesn't realize this. I talked to Ryan Sharman and Andrea Brower. Andrea's coming to Dabblecon too, which is amazing. And we hang out with these people. Andrea still works with Hal Sparks. And all these people still work with everyone. John, the common denominator here is you. You treat people like shit. You treat people like they're your servant and errand boy. Just like you were with Rob, telling him, show me how to do this thing in Twitter. Like, you just expect things from people. And that's why they get sick of you and annoyed with you and don't want to deal with you anymore. And that's the best way to end a relationship for John. Yeah. That's actually just being annoying and being like Hal Sparks, being like, I just can't anymore. It's enough. It's the best kind of falling out he could have. It's usually much worse than that. So John is so scared of these tapes. The Kate Meany phone calls. He is so shitting a brick about this.
I can't wait.
John Cole's mom, 3 more days and your kids will hear the tapes. Well, yes. You mean, yeah. And I'm sure you're going to AI them up pretty damn good.
All right. So that's the first thing.
Yeah.
They're going to be AI'd up. So John didn't actually say any of the things that we're going to hear this weekend. Okay.
Do you know, Rob, they have like intros now with AI of me that sounds spot on.
I know. They do them with everybody, the AI. I'm sure.
And Kevin Brennan's is spot on. You know,
Kevin's is spot on. Yeah.
So God knows what they're going to find.
Dynamite drop in, Rob. Broadcast school really paid off. Rob talks about he used to have a career in radio, which is incredible to me. He seems to be the worst at this. He's got the board, though, in front of him, so he's got that going.
Isn't this interesting how now he's going to lean into the fact that it's AI, but when we're playing, I mean, it was AI, but when we were playing like some of these things, or saying, oh, this is totally AI, and then he was going to sue you for trying to say that it was him, but now that it's actually coming out for real, it's just AI.
I gave him the out. Andy, can I tell you a secret?
Please.
It wasn't AI.
Yeah.
All those phone calls I played with you, John and Kate, were real.
You're kidding. I had no idea.
Those were all real phone calls.
Dang,
Well,
so
I was fooled.
convincing.
I know. Can you believe it? But yeah, I gave him the out. I gave him a chance to be just like, yeah, Carl's playing AI. It's bullshit. We would have been fine. But instead, he's like, no, those are real. And now that he knows that the worst stuff is going to get played, he's like, it's probably going to
totally
be
AI.
yeah.
Super tips.
But then he also says this.
So God knows what they're gonna fucking doctor up with, with my tapes. I mean, and God knows what's gonna happen after they do it. I'm not showing my hand yet.
Yeah. We've seen your hands.
Yeah, we've seen your hand. It's scabby. God
Deformed.
God knows what I'm going to do. You're going to do nothing. Yeah. You have no plan.
You're going to go
idea.
hide for
Remember,
a few days.
He was going to get an injunction. That was his plan weeks ago. We're going to go to a judge. I got my lawyer, my hotshot lawyer. We're going to get an injunction. They won't be allowed to play the tapes. That didn't work. Here's the thing that John's not understanding. When he says that these tapes are illegal, and I don't know, I keep using the word tapes, that's what he says, but the MP3 files of the conversation between John and Kate Meany. When he says that they're illegal, they've never been deemed illegal by any judge in the land. John claims they're illegal, but they're not. They were recorded in a one-party consent state. So Kate is perfectly legal to record them, and anyone can replay them. And unless a judge says otherwise, that's the fact, Jack. That's what's going on.
That goes back to Missy B's assertion that embarrassing John is the worst thing that you could do to John. So in John's head, it's illegal. It's a crime.
Right.
Yeah.
And he fantasizes about all of us going to jail and also all of us getting sued and him living in our houses. And these are real fantasies that he has. He thinks this is going to happen someday.
All of us being sued at the same time in the same courtroom.
Right.
That's what he pictures.
And then him getting up and being like, Your Honor, look at these losers. Yes. This one uses the N-word. That one over there says J.
I rest my case.
Gary L., did he call the club? He did not, but somebody else did.
Oh, Jesus.
Somebody else called the club today to try to get this thing shut down.
People are just reading the playbook.
Yeah. It's so obvious this is what's going to happen. And to call the club 2 days before the event, you had all of this time. You were going to get an injunction. You were going to get us all sued. You're going to shut all this down. None of it happened. And it's not happening. It's going to happen. Does that make sense? Dabblecon 2. WATPlive.com for tickets. Dabblecon.live to stream it. We have hundreds of people who signed up for the stream already. I'm excited about that. It's going to be good. It's going to be really good. I've been working with Vinny to make sure that it's going to sound awesome. It's going to look awesome. I am very excited about that. One more clip with John promoting Dabblecon for us.
Just like this Dabblecon, it's all just a bully fest.
Yeah, let's gang up.
Imagine paying money to sit on my couch cushions.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go there for free, and it's on my birthday, so I'm like,
it's on my birthday. It's on his birthday, guys.
Come on.
We should probably get a cake or something for Rob in case he shows up. It is his birthday. It's a very important day for him. Maybe him and his aunt will stop by Dabblecon.
We'll all sing happy birthday to Rob Saul.
I like that the way John twists this. People are paying money to sit on my couch cushions. First off, no. Do not touch those couch cushions.
Hazard.
We'll have them on display, but you are not allowed to sit on them. Secondly, we're putting on a ton of shows. There's going to be so much entertainment. I can't even tell you what I've already seen come through. I'm very excited about all of it. It's going to be fantastic. And for John to boil it down to, people are going to hang out and sit on his couch cushions? Not the case. We're going to be in a very large comedy room, all laughing at the fact that
I'm charging
suck at life.
people $2 to hold a black light and go over them. That's what we're going to do.
Oh, Vinny messaged me today. He goes, do the iStills have a black light? I'm like, no, we don't. Stage lights, not black lights, you know? She's like, I'll have to buy one.
Go to Spencer's gift.
Right. Dude, you're there all the time anyways.
Right, do it.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go there for free, and it's on my birthday, so I'm
For
like,
free?
I would never even imagine.
Rob, you're on the list.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to come for free, I got you, buddy. You can come in on your birthday. We'll celebrate it for you, buddy. I'll even buy you a shot.
I would never even imagine spending such a miserable birthday at a shitty event like that.
I know. Could you imagine being around like friends and like-minded people and having fun and laughing? You probably can't imagine that, Rob.
And who the hell wants to go to Rochester in the first place? It's the armpit of New York.
Turns out tons of fucking people do.
Yeah, it turns out hundreds of people are coming to Rochester for this event. And didn't John book his last comedy show in Rochester?
I believe he did.
Yeah, that he then backed out of. He was going to come to Rochester in March. That was his plan. And now he's too good for it. Armpit of New York. Have you been to Binghamton? Have you seen Utica? Get the fuck out of here.
Don't get me started on Syracuse.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not sitting here saying that Rochester's the greatest place in the world by any means, but I've been to Utica, and I've been to Binghamton, and I've been to Syracuse. Yikes.
Who are these podcasts? WA